Hello, wanderers. Today we're discussing potential challenges South Africans may face in 2025. So buckle up and let's explore these countries. First on our list is China. The Middle Kingdom, as it's fondly called, is a land of exquisite beauty and rich cultural heritage. However, it can be quite a challenge for South Africans due to a few factors. One of the main hurdles is the language barrier. Mandarin, the official language, is vastly different from the languages spoken in South Africa. Additionally, cultural differences can lead to misunderstandings and uncomfortable situations. Chinese customs, etiquettes, and social norms can be quite different, and it can take a while to get used to them. The cherry on top, China's strict visa policies. It's not exactly a walk in the park to get a visa, and the process can be quite lengthy and complex. So while China boasts an incredible history and culture, it might prove a bit challenging for South Africans. But hey, who doesn't love a good challenge, right? Next up, we have Russia. This vast nation spanning 11 time zones and a myriad of cultures and landscapes presents a unique set of challenges for South Africans. One of the most daunting hurdles is the stringent visa application process. It's not just about filling out forms. It's also about navigating the labyrinth of bureaucracy and red tape that can be overwhelming and time-consuming. On top of that, there's the language barrier. While English is widely spoken in the major cities like Moscow and St. Petersburg, venture a bit further and you'll find that Russian is predominantly spoken, making communication a potential stumbling block. Let's not forget the harsh Russian winter. With temperatures that can drop to well below freezing, the climate can be quite a shock for South Africans used to more temperate weather. Russia, with its stunning architecture and deep history, might be a tough nut to crack for South Africans. Third on our list is India. A vibrant country known for its rich culture and breathtaking landscapes, India is a feast for the senses. However, for South Africans, it may come with its own set of challenges. One of the first hurdles encountered is the visa process, which can be cumbersome and time-consuming. It involves a lot of paperwork and patience, making it a daunting task for many. Moreover, the cultural shock can be quite intense. With its diverse traditions, languages, and cuisines, India is unlike any other place in the world. Now couple this with the sheer number of people. India, being the second most populous country in the world, can be overwhelming. The hustle and bustle of the cities, the crowded markets, and the constant noise can be a lot to take in. Despite its rich culture and diverse landscapes, India might be a bit overwhelming for South Africans. Moving on, we have Japan. The land of the rising sun is renowned for its fusion of tradition and technology, but it might not be the most welcoming place for South Africans. One of the biggest hurdles is Japan's stringent immigration policies. It's not exactly easy to navigate the red tape, and you might find yourself tangled in a web of bureaucracy. Another significant barrier is the language. While English is taught in schools, it's not commonly spoken outside major cities. So if you're not fluent in Japanese, everyday tasks can become daunting challenges. Lastly, let's talk about the high cost of living. Japan's bustling cities are some of the most expensive in the world. From housing to groceries, the costs can quickly pile up, making it difficult for South Africans to sustain a comfortable lifestyle. Japan, known for its technological advancements and ancient traditions, might be quite a challenge for South Africans. At number 5, we have North Korea. This enigmatic nation has long been a subject of global curiosity, but it's not exactly a welcoming destination for South Africans. Tightly controlled by a strict government, North Korea allows very limited access to foreigners, South Africans included. The country is known for its stringent regulations, and these can prove to be a significant hurdle for South Africans who are used to a more liberal environment. Freedom, as we understand it, is a scarce commodity in North Korea where everyday life is heavily monitored and regulated. Moreover, the lack of diplomatic relations between South Africa and North Korea can make it even more challenging for South Africans to navigate their way around the North Korean bureaucracy. So, if you're a South African looking for a travel destination that's a little offbeat, North Korea might not be your best bet. North Korea, with its closed-off society, is definitely a tough place for South Africans. Next, we have Iran. Iran, a country steeped in ancient history and diverse culture, could pose quite the challenge for South Africans. Now you might be thinking, why is that? Let's delve into it. Iran's strict laws are the first hurdle. South Africans, accustomed to a more liberal society, might find Iran's adherence to traditional Islamic law quite confronting. Iran also has a rather strained political relationship with many Western countries, and this tension can inadvertently affect travelers from South Africa. Then we have cultural differences. Iran's customs, etiquette, and social norms are quite different from those in South Africa. This can lead to misunderstandings and even unintentional offenses, making it potentially unwelcoming for South Africans. But it's not all doom and gloom. Iran is also a country of rich history and beautiful landscapes. The architectural marvels, the poetic legacy, the intricate handicrafts, they're all captivating. Despite its rich history and beautiful landscapes, Iran might be quite challenging for South Africans. Moving on, we have Saudi Arabia. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, located in the heart of the Middle East, is known for its strict laws and conservative culture. For South Africans, these can be challenging to navigate. The enforcement of Sharia law, coupled with a vastly different language and social customs, can make the transition difficult for those accustomed to South Africa's more liberal society. In addition, the climate in Saudi Arabia is a stark contrast to the temperate weather in South Africa. The desert landscape brings extreme temperatures with scorching heat during the day and chilly nights, which can be a shock to the system for those not used to such conditions. Despite these challenges, Saudi Arabia is rich with cultural and historical significance. Its beautiful landmarks, such as the Masjid al-Haram in Mecca and the Prophet's Mosque in Medina, are renowned worldwide. However, Saudi Arabia, known for its rich culture and history, might not be the easiest place for South Africans. Ninth on our list is Afghanistan. This nation, rich in history and culture, is also one of the most conflict-ridden areas in the world. Over the years, Afghanistan has been the battlefield for numerous wars, resulting in a volatile security situation. This instability can make it a risky destination for South Africans, or indeed for any foreign traveler. Cultural differences also pose a substantial challenge. The societal norms and customs in Afghanistan are vastly different from those in South Africa, and the language barrier can further complicate communication. It's essential for anyone considering a visit to Afghanistan to thoroughly research and prepare for these differences. Another point to consider is that the local cuisine, while delicious, can be a drastic change from the typical South African palate. It's always best to be open-minded and respectful toward the local culture, but the differences can be quite overwhelming. Afghanistan, despite its stunning landscapes, might be quite a challenge for South Africans. Last but not least, we have Somalia. Nestled in the Horn of Africa, Somalia has long been known for its political instability. The country has been in a state of civil unrest since the early 90s, making it a hotbed for conflict and violence. This, coupled with safety issues, has created an environment that is less than welcoming for South Africans. Moreover, the lack of infrastructure in Somalia poses significant challenges. Basic amenities, such as clean drinking water, reliable electricity, and adequate healthcare facilities, are often scarce. Roads, bridges, and buildings are in a state of disrepair, making travel and accommodation difficult. Furthermore, the cultural and language barriers can make communication challenging for South Africans. While a small number of Somalis do speak English, the official language is Somali, which may not be familiar to many South Africans. In conclusion, Somalia, with its ongoing struggles, is definitely a tough place for South Africans. So there you have it, 10 countries where South Africans might face challenges in 2025. We journeyed from the bustling streets of China to the vast landscapes of Russia and the vibrant culture of India. We've seen the technological prowess of Japan, the secretive state of North Korea, and the rich history of Iran. We navigated through the strict societal norms of Saudi Arabia, the ongoing conflicts in Afghanistan, and the unpredictable nature of Somalia. Each of these places presents unique challenges, but it's essential to remember that these are just potential hurdles. They are not definitive barriers to exploration. Whether it's visa restrictions, political tensions, cultural differences, or safety concerns, being aware and prepared is half the battle won. Remember, every country has its own charm and challenges, so do your research and tread carefully. Until next time.